Hello and welcome to the Iji Games channel. This is Josiah and I have opinions on gaming stuff. I am continuing my series on Zelda theories and so on up until the day of the Breath of the Wild release, where me and my sister are going to be playing Breath of the Wild and we're going to be reacting to it, and it's just going to be an amazing time. I hope you guys join us on March 3rd. But to today's theory, I have a favorite Zelda character. It ain't Zelda, it ain't Link, it ain't Girahim, it ain't Navi, it ain't Fi, it's not Elzo, it's not Vati, it's not any of these characters, none of them. My favorite character in Zelda is Ganondorf. Hands down, Ganondorf is literally the coolest character that I can think of. I think for the most part it's because he's secretly awesome. We don't really get to see much of his perspective. For the most part, we see just him being evil, him being a bad guy. We first knew him in Ocarina of Time. Now, I'm not talking about Ganon. I'm not talking about Ganon. I'm talking about Ganondorf. Now, the difference between that is Ganon is the pig demon resting within Ganondorf in a couple of the games. Whereas Ganondorf, Dragmire, is the character, the Gerudo king of thieves. He's only in 3 games that I can remember. He is in Ocarina of Time, he's in Twilight Princess, and he's in The Wind Waker. This character is is my favorite character because he's secretly awesome. We get to see kind of his secret awesomeness in Wind Waker. And this is one thing that I'm thinking about and that I've been tossing around in my head. Ganondorf, I'm not sure if Ganondorf from Wind Waker has the Ganon spirit within him. He never turns into Ganon. Now he has that puppet Ganon, right? But it's not. It isn't Ganon, because actually, if you look closely, when you fight that pig puppet demon Ganon, there's no name. There's no title for this boss. It's a puppet. That's all it is. And then it was just a test to see how powerful Link was. That wasn't Ganondorf transforming into Ganon. It was him having a puppet of Ganon, which is interesting. But of course, in Wind Waker, we kind of get to see his human side, what his perspective was in Ocarina of Time, when he was the king. He was the king of the Gerudos, and he looked around and he saw, hey, this is a wasteland, and the Hylians have it way better than we do. Let's take it over. Pretty good motivation for a king to have. A king to want betterment for his people and himself. I think Ganondorf is not as much as the evil person that we all see him to be. I think he's simply... he's misunderstood. He's a misunderstood character. He has several layers. See, this is why I don't understand people. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Ganondorf is not the coolest villain in Zelda because he doesn't have that many layers." Of course, he has a lot of layers. He's a king of a people who he wants to better, and he just wants better for his people. That's really awesome. But I digress from the awesomeness of Ganondorf. Here is the theory. The old man in Breath of the Wild. Who is he? He's Ganondorf. He is clearly Ganondorf. I don't think there's any. If you think he's the king of Hyrule, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong. If it's anybody specific, it's Ganondorf. And there's a couple reasons. Reason number one, the man's skin is gray. His skin is gray. He's not a white guy. His skin is gray. What is the only character other than like minor characters that you can think of that have gray skin in Legend of Zelda. Ganondorf. Ganondorf's the only one who's ever had gray skin. Number two, the man is huge. Link at his full size. I'm not sure if anybody has compared those two people. Link's not like a little boy. He's not like a little kid in Breath of the Wild. He is a not fully grown, but basically fully grown male. He's not, he's not an adult. He might be an adult, but regardless, that old man, for being an old man, he is. I looked at it and I looked at the comparison. The old man is twice as big as Link. There's no way the King of Hyrule is this mongoloid, freaking huge dude. It's Ganondorf. Ganondorf is just a big guy. That's Ganondorf, hands down. Also, number three, he's got the pointy nose. People are like, oh, he's kind of got the same kind of face as the king from Wind Waker. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. When you look at a side view, his nose is pointing out and sticking out. That is classic Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time. It's not the king. The king has like a weird nose that goes down in this. The guy is Ganondorf. I don't think. But see, okay, so this is the question. Why would Ganondorf be helping you in this game? Why would he be saying, this is the Calamity Ganon, destroy him, kill him? My theory is that it's because Ganondorf has already tried. If this is the downfall timeline, then think about it. Let's say that the downfall timeline, Link dies in the fight against Ganon. Not against the fight against Ganondorf, the fight against Ganon. And then, once Ganondorf turns into Ganon in Ocarina of Time, he kills Link. And Zelda runs away. The huge demon is just like, yes, I won! I am now the king of everything! For some reason, perhaps Ganondorf, holding the Triforce of power, separates himself from that demon. Ganondorf, as we know what his motivations were from Wind Waker, Ganondorf, he wants his people to have a place to live. The evil demon Ganon, being a descendant of Demise, simply wants destruction. Demise doesn't really want to rule places. Demise is an evil destruction king that just wants evil to rule and reign. Somehow, let's say Ganon separates Ganondorf from himself, or whatever, they get separated, and the Calamity Ganon is instead what happens. And Ganondorf is looking at the Calamity Ganon. He didn't want any of this. He didn't want destruction and evil to rule in Hyrule. Now, what he does about that, I saw a video, and it kind of got me thinking about this. And Nick, I saw a YouTube channel called Nick, capital N-I-K. He talked about this. I'm not entirely sure if he knew everything about the timeline or anything like that. But he pointed something out that I was like, oh, I totally didn't see that. On the back of the tapestry, there's a in the master edition of it, there's a tapestry with the Hylian. I think I talked about it in another video. And in the middle, there is the picture of the Calamity Ganon. But there's somebody facing the Calamity Ganon. Fiery red hair, red beard, sword. I'm thinking that's Ganondorf. Somehow, Ganondorf and Ganon got separated. And Ganondorf doesn't want Hyrule to be destroyed. He wants it for himself. I'm thinking eventually he realizes the error of his ways. He ruled all of Hyrule, but it was under the influence of the evil Ganon or Demise, and he doesn't want that for Hyrule. Eventually, in his old age, after he tries to defeat the Calamity Ganon and inevitably fails, he realizes the error of his ways, and he says, no, this thing must be defeated. This thing has to be destroyed. Um, and it's possible that we may see all the three Triforce pieces: the Triforce of Wisdom, the Triforce of Courage, and the Triforce of Power go up against Calamity Ganon in that game working together. That would be amazing. Perhaps in another video, I'll talk about maybe Ganon doesn't have such good intentions. Maybe he is trying to lead Link to do something so that he can eventually take over and rule the world. Okay? Maybe that's his plan. I'll talk about that maybe in another video. Until then, you guys have any opinions or comments about this theory? Go into the comment sections and let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.